9 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope you'll check it out. 109. 109. That's how few days there are into the most important election of our lives. And every day I say the same thing. Stay angry, and I add stay strong. Because these are difficult times. We're going through a deadly pandemic with an incompetent leader. We have a recession. Unemployment looks like it might be trickling up. We had 1.3 million people file for unemployment in just the last week. It was over expectations. And we have the nonstop lying of Donald Trump trying to misdirect Americans about what the real issues are in front of us. Today we learned, in the last 24 hours, we had 77,000 new cases of COVID-19. 77,000. We just had about 20,000 a day just about a month ago. And this is where we are, 77,000 new cases. This is all part of Donald Trump's MPGA, Make Pandemics Great Again, apparently. We now have 138,000 plus American deaths confirmed. Nearly 1,000 died yesterday. That means we will reach 140,000 dead fellow Americans while Trump is playing golf over the weekend at one of his exclusive country clubs. That is literally what's going to happen if he plays golf this weekend. He'll hit that horrible milestone, and Donald Trump won't even talk about it. In fact, worse, we're going to go through this a lot on my show. I'll play a lot of clips as well. He has now blocked the head of the CDC or any CDC official from testifying before Congress. The House Democrats requested that the CDC head or another testify about the opening of the schools so they can hear how do we open the school safely. But Trump said no, they can't testify. Why? It's simple. Trump doesn't want them to tell the truth. He doesn't want them to say, here are our concerns about an explosion of cases that might happen if you reopen schools too quickly. And he doesn't want them to testify about they have an 8-page guidelines at CDC on how to keep schools safe. He doesn't want that out there in the public, so people ask their school administrators, why are you not following all of this? Why are you following Donald Trump over what the CDC is saying to keep my children and our teachers safe? Trump doesn't want that. He literally just hours ago blocked the CDC from testifying before Congress. Yet we learned today from Kellyanne Conway, when they were asked, will Donald Trump's young son go to school? What did they say? She said, it's up to him. So here is Donald Trump literally pushing parents to send your kids to school, and they will not commit to sending their teenage son to school. That's all you need to know about how dangerous this virus is. He won't commit to having his son go to school because they're not sure if it's safe yet. But he wants you to send your child. He wants teachers to go without any safeguards whatsoever. At least no national leadership whatsoever. So on my show, I'm going to play clips. Earlier this week, the head of the CDC, Dr. Robert Redfield, who was a right-wing hack before this, got to be honest. And he has been more protective of Trump than he should be. Tuesday, though, he gave an interview to the Journal of American Medical Association, JAMA. And he's increasingly being honest about the science. He even criticized Donald Trump. And this did not get a lot of press, this interview. And they're keeping the head of the CDC off the air as well now, as well as Dr. Fauci. They want to be all Trump. Well, we'll play a lot of the clips because I think it's important we forget politics and hear from science. It's a conversation between the head of the CDC and another well-established doctor. And in it, just a few things, and I'll play more audio on my show. And again, if you don't subscribe to SiriusXM, if you go to the SiriusXM website, you can get free trials. He talked about we are not defenseless against COVID-19. Cloth face coverings are the most powerful weapon we have. He even talked about Donald Trump not wearing a mask and saying, look, I understand why he doesn't need to from a medical point of view because he's tested all the time and everybody around him is tested because Donald Trump lives in a bubble, a germ-free bubble. He actually said Donald Trump should wear a mask to send a message. He actually slammed the idea of this becoming political, which it is. He talked about if we all wore masks. He goes, quote, I really do believe if the American public all embraced masking and did it rigorously over the next 4, 6, or 8 weeks, we could bring this epidemic under control. That's all it would take collectively. America, no red state, blue state, no red state garbage, no Trumpian garbage. Science. Wear a mask. We could bring this under control in 4 to 6 weeks. We could stop seeing almost 1,000 dead yesterday. We're on the same path today. This is not going to end. He also said something very stunning, and we'll play some clips, that the virus in America is primarily from Europe. It's not from China, as Trump always says. And again, I wish the media would have covered it a little bit more. But he said something that was a warning for all of us. And this is something you should take heed regardless of your politics. He said, I do think the fall and winter of 2020 and 2021 are going to be probably one of the most difficult times that we've experienced in American public health. And what he was talking about is not just a potential spike in COVID-19, but the flu, the same time of COVID-19 hitting our nation. As a reminder, flu season in general can take, on average, 20 to 50, 70, even 80,000 lives at its worst. But on average, about 15 to about 45, 50,000 lives. And it's not just having these two respiratory illnesses in our society at the same time. As the doctor talked about, the two respiratory pathogens hitting at the same time put a potential stress on our health system. That's actually the key. And he made a great point. He said, if you look at the mortality rate across America at different times, the reason, for example, in New York, we had a 5, 6, 7, or 8% mortality rate. It wasn't because the virus was more lethal in New York. It's because the healthcare system could not treat patients. They literally did not have enough doctors and nurses to treat them. So when you put COVID-19 and the flu together and sending the same number for each to the hospitals, we're already at capacity in various states right now. Add the flu. You're not going to be able to treat people. The death toll is going to go up. It's going to be horrible. But look, in the next 4 to 6 weeks, as the head of the CDC, who's a Trump appointee, saying, wear a mask, we can contain it. So we're going to play that a lot more. We got a great show tonight. Jacob Soboroff from MSNBC is going to join to talk about his great new book. Also, David K. Johnson, Pulitzer Prize winning reporter. He's going to tell us what he thinks is in Donald Trump's tax returns. And in the third hour, it's what just happened. Look back, we laugh a little bit at the week's news. So I hope you'll tune in. Again, my show is live 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern, Sirius XM channel 127, Progress, Dino Vidala Show. Check it out. Thanks.